Okay, equipment. Every company that does this has a website. Well, 99% of them. On that website's a list of equipment that's required by FMCSA, and also on top of that, what is required by the company. Like some of the required stuff from the government is triangles, fuses, fire extinguisher, and then you have what the company requires, like a 10,000 pound hitch, a ball rated at 10,000 pounds, stuff like that. Now, for me, when it comes to fifth wheels, a B&W is the only way to go. It's a quality product made by a quality company that is employee owned. When you compare a B&W to anything else that's on the market, you'll understand why it costs a little bit more. The things are stout. The jaws are made from a solid piece that are machined, and when the halves are made, they're kept together. They're not just stamped out, thrown in a big ass bin, and then somewhere along the line they're put, one side's put together with the other. If you can't afford one, which I totally understand, because when I started this, I didn't even have a fifth wheel. I didn't have a fifth wheel for a year and a half. Buy a used one. Used works good. And the best thing is B&W will still honor the warranty. The things are guaranteed for life. Not like Kurt and Husky and all the Reese, where their lifetime is only 20 years. B&W is literally lifetime. And all they need is a serial number off of the fifth wheel. That way they can keep track of what failed and what didn't fail. The heads are interchangeable. So like when I went from my 2008 to my 2015, I got all excited and bought the fifth wheel gooseneck prep package. Well, instead of buying at that time, a $1,700 new setup, I only had to spend $700 for the base. So that's nice. Of course, now you can buy that base for $500 new or about $250 to $300 used. So sometimes you can find the whole thing, the whole puck system for a Ram for $500. So don't be afraid to run used equipment. There's no shame in that. Matter of fact, it's smart. Because the minute you put that thing in your truck and you hook a fifth wheel to it, it ain't new no more. That sucker's used. Now, for a weight distribution hitch, I like the Reese trunnion. It's the way the bars are set up into the head of the hitch. The other design is called a round bar. You got pins that hold the bars into the head. The head has some little bit of movement, but there's a little washer, they call it a button, that fits between the shank and the head. That thing's prone to failure. The little pins are prone to failure. Skip all that. Just buy a good quality weight distribution hitch. Now, a weight distribution hitch alone will not stop sway. It's not sway bars. Don't call them sway bars. It's a damn weight distribution hitch. The sway bar is the little, well, it's not little, but it hooks to the tongue and then goes to the head above your weight distribution bars. Some heads are set up for one, some are set up for two. I've seen there's one hitch on the market, they got chains and you got to crank them down to so many foot-pounds of torque. That's supposed to help with sway. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Just buy a regular weight distribution hitch and go down the road. If you're that worried about sway, find a different career to do, because this ain't for you. Most companies, well, all companies are going to require a 10,000 pound ball. Spend a couple extra dollars, buy a 14 or a 15,000 pound ball. What's it going to hurt? If anything, it's going to look better on you in case of a failure, or you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Nobody has a crystal ball. So, say the weight is off by the manufacturer, because that happens a lot. You know, yeah, you bought the bare minimum, but, you know, spend a little bit more. Buy the bigger ball. It helps on your end of things. So that's about all I'm going to cover in this. But seriously, compare a B&W to a Kurt or a Reese. You'll see where the extra money is. You'll see guys who got towards the back quarter of the bed, they got a couple little dips in it. That's from where they hooked up to their fucking Reese or their Husky. They heard it click. They didn't do a tug test. They took off, and that sumbitch fell. When you got a B&W, when you back under it, and you put that lever in the closed position, and you put the pin in, it ain't coming undone. There's nothing that's going to prevent that from coming out. That sucker is there. It's latched around the kingpin. It ain't coming undone. Unlike a Kurt or a Husky. So, yeah. Anyway, y'all have a good day.